Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the PLE, where the superstars roll the dice and see where they fall. A night where luck is just as important as skill. JWE against the odds. We're here in Aviva Stadium in Dublin, Ireland, where we're sure to have a thrilling night in store for all of you as we head into our week-long spring break. Tonight, Reyn and Samus both look to defend their universal belts from 500 competitors each in their roulette matches at the end of the night. Meanwhile, 9S finally gets his chance against Leon Kuwata for the men's Cruiserweight championship in a first 2 out of 3 Falls Count Anywhere match. Fiora is finally back on the championship scene as she challenges Naoto Shirogane, and Akihiko Sanada is once again putting his body on the line as he defends the belt from not one but 2 challengers in spite of our doctor's protests. So get ready for a night where the odds may be ever in your favor, because it is time to put it all on green. This is Against the Odds.
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the Men's Mixed NXT Championship.
And here we go, starting off tonight as we usually do with a men's Nexus championship match, or with a championship match, or the Nexus championship match, I should say. Introducing first, it is the challenger Nier. Having a lot of Nier victories in championship matches, but never quite getting the belt. Looking to end that streak tonight. And if any of you are new to Nexus championship matches, it is quite simple. It is always a one-on-one between 2 members of different brands. No managers allowed, thanks to a certain skeleton from 2024. In a controversial finish. And the biggest stipulation, the one that makes it a Nexus championship match, if you lose, whether you are the challenger, whether you are the champion, you cannot try again. So every Nexus championship match is essentially a do or die match. But you cannot try again for the rest of the year. And his opponent. He is your men's Nexus champion. Defeating Nagito and defending against Teddy, both, or making both look super easy. It is the Dark Lord of Destruction himself, Gundham Tanaka. And as I've alluded to, this is not Gundam's first rodeo in the men's Nexus championship scene. But you can never be too complacent, or you shouldn't get too complacent, I should say. You mustn't be careless, because one slip up and yeah, there's your chance gone for the rest of the year. Although I should say the further into the year we go, the less important that stipulation becomes, but it's still there nonetheless.
Introducing the challenger. From the past, weighing in at 185 pounds, Nier! And his opponent, from the pits of hell, weighing in at 163 pounds, the men's mixed NXT champion, the Demon, Gundham Tanaka!
And here we go, Gundham handing the referee the belt. Hoping to get it back in his grasp at the end of the night. Nier looking to end his cold streak. And here we go. Nier, Gundham, staring each other down, and referee rings the bell to meet in the middle, and Nier immediately beginning with the right hands, the back elbow, and the step-up dropkick, top rope moonsault, just barely missing. Shot to the back of the head, Nier, knee to the gut, and trying to get Gundham back up to his feet. Irish whip clothesline. And Nier with a stomp to the jaw. Middle rope. And a diving elbow connects. Nier going for the cover. Only one. Nier looking for another moonsault, and again whiffing. But getting Gundham into a kneeling position, stomps right to the jaw. Nier with a moonsault. Actually connecting this time, one and still only one. Nier tossing Gundham into the corner, but Gundham with a reversal. Wrapping the arm around the top rope. Turning Nier around head first into the turnbuckle. Shots right to the kidneys. Stomping down on his opponent. Foot to the chest, or foot to the neck. Gundham looking for a moonsault. Nier gets out of the way. Or a senton, rather. Nier gets out of the way. And an Irish whip headbutt. Here's the cover. One. Still only one. Standing moonsault, but Gundham gets out of the way. Gundham with an Irish whip underneath. Back elbow. And now Gundham actually connects on the senton. And the cover. 1, 2. Nier kicks out. Nier the reversal. Gundham the reversal. Clothesline, and now forcing Nier back up to his feet, turning him around. Up, over. Sit out, spine buster. And what is Gundham looking for here? Making his way to the top rope. Lining up, elbow drop. Gundam again heading up top. Leg drop to the chest. And Gundam not quite done. Again in the corner. But not heading up. Instead, the ground and pound. I think Nier may have burned off all of his fuel. Gundam saving to the end. The bicycle kick. And now the corner. Gundam. Looking for the kick of hell. But Nier getting his hands up just in time. Chicken wing spin out powerbomb. And the cover. 1, 2. Gundam kicks out. Nier sparking new life. Heading up top. Diving crossbody splash. Into the cover. 1, 2. Gundam kicks out. Middle rope moonsault. Nier again going for the cover. 1, 2. Gundam again denies him. The match has flipped, and it has flipped completely. Nier, like I said, new life. Throwing Gundam for an Irish whip. Wraparound suplex. And Nier. The rope-assisted clothesline, and looking to put this one away. The rolling cutter. And the cover. 1, 2. And the reign is over. Nier is your newest men's Nexus champion. What a way to start off the night. In that middle section, I thought Gundam had it for sure, but that reversal right there, I think that's what gave Nier the confidence that he needed to pull that one out. And pull it out, he did.
Here is your winner, and new men's mixed NXT champion, Nier.
And welcome to the championship category, Nier. Absolutely deserved. And time to see just how long he can hold on.
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the Women's Mixed NXT Championship.
And now for the women's side. Introducing first, in this champion versus champion match, she is your women's Cruiserweight champion of Jayromada. Representing C's, it is Aigis. Looking to become double champion at the end of the night. And she only has one opponent in her way. But again, if she fails this quest, then, well, she cannot try for the belt again. At least for the Nexus Championship belt again. And looking up at the sky, it's starting to get overcast, but I hope the rain holds off. And her opponent. She is your women's Nexus champion. It is humanity's companion, Sophie. Both women champion, but only one belt on the line, and that is the Women's Nexus Championship.
Introducing the challenger from Kamakura, Kanagawa, Japan, the Women's Impact Cruiserweight Champion, Alice! And her opponent from the internet, the Women's Mixed NXT Champion, Sophia!
And Sophie handing the ref the belt, showing it to Aigis, and big ramifications either way for this match. Aigis, Sophie, both women ready. Referee rings the bell, and Aigis immediately beginning by turning Sophie around, grappling her into a rear waist lock. Sophie trying to escape. Aigis holding on tightly, but Sophie finding the escape. Arm drag into a headlock. Getting dominant position on the ground. And now Aigis finding the escape. So work on Sophie's arm, but Sophie sending Aigis for a run into a spinning heel kick into the cover. Only one. And now both women locking up. Sophie just driving Aigis into the eastern ropes. Referee having to break them up. Again locking up. This time it's Aigis driving Sophie back. Into the corner, referee again. Creating space. Stomp right to the heel. And Aigis with a sharp right hand sending Sophie down. Aigis to the outside, heading back in. And now crossbody with Sophie into a seated position just in time. Aigis of missing that. But Aigis now heads his Hurricane Rana toss. Sophie out to the apron. Aigis staring her down. Right hand. Hot shot. And again, if you are new to Nexus Championship matches, if the belt changes hands, then whoever, well, loses cannot try again. There is still the champion advantage, so if the champion were to lose, so if Sophie were to lose to, or via, let's say, count out or disqualification, she would still be champion. But if Aigis were to win in a way that would necessitate a belt change, then Sophie would not be able to try it again to reclaim the belt until next year. And now Aigis, double wrist clutch, knee to the face, scrambling up top. I think Sophie's bleeding a little bit. 540 splash, and the cover. 1, 2. Sophie kicks out, just barely. But just barely is enough. Aigis to the outside, Hurricane Rana. Stomping down on the hand. Aigis looking for the hammer drop, but Sophie rolls out of the way. Toss into the corner. And the corner bulldog connects. Aigis back up to her feet, but Sophie throwing her down. Standing shooting star press into the cover. 1, 2. Aigis kicks out. Sophie forcing Aigis up to her feet. Aigis with the reversal. And now a suplex up against the ropes. Sophie back up to her feet. And a jumping facebuster, scrambling for the pin. No rope breaks. 1, 2. Aigis kicks out. Both women on the ragged edge and neither giving up. Sophie walking the tightrope, double leg drop kick. And now, scrambling up top. Will she have the distance? Flying crossbody splash from halfway across the continent. There's 1, there's 2. Aigis kicks out. And now Sophie picking Aigis up. Middle of the ring. Jamming the shoulder into the knee. And lining up the spear, knocking Aigis to the outside. Heading to the outside to greet her, but Aigis back up to her feet. Enziguri. Aigis slamming on Sophie's spine. Or stomping on Sophie's spine. And Sophie just dazed along the outside. Referee already at 5, but she could have stayed out there. That's not really her style, but she could have. But Sophie with a flurry of kicks. Snap mirror kick to the spine. Standing shooting star press. And now Sophie scrambling to the top rope again. The rainbow salt into the cover. 1, 2, and she retains. We are not crowning a double champion tonight, at least not yet. Despite Aigis' best efforts, Sophie was just 1% better. And sometimes that 1% is all you need.
Here is your winner, and still Women's Mixed NXT Champion, Sophie.
And a huge retention for Sophie. Just like Gundam's match, I thought it was over halfway through, but Sophie just fighting her way back, and that might have been one of her biggest nights of her. That might have been one of her biggest nights of her career thus far. And for our first tag team matchup of the evening, introducing first, because I know they're not going to be introduced by the announcer. It is Mio. It is the girl with the gall, Senna. Representing Ouroboros, they are the Silverflame. And their opponents, they are your women's tag team champions. It is Charla and Tifa Lockhart. They are the Mech Femmes.
Tag Team Champions, Tia the Lockhart and Sandra the Grinders.
And look, I finally remember to give Tifa her suspenders. Only took 3 months. I gotta love having ADHD. And here we go, belts on the line. And this is going to be an Extreme Rules Tornado Tag match. Mio, Senna, Tifa, Charla. All 4 women ready? And referee rings the bell. Senna immediately beginning with a tightrope dropkick to Charla. Tifa trying to do an armbar Mio, but Senna breaks it up. And now Charlotte just crank on the neck. Mio grounding and pounding against Tifa. dual suplexes. Charlotte breaks up the pin attempt against Tifa, now working against Senna. Headbutt. Into the corner. Tifa heading against Mio. Irish whip. Scoop slam. And now Tifa heading to the outside. Very quickly heading to the outside to pick up a kendo stick. Bashing Mio over the head with it. Now going after Senna. Shot to the kidney. Throwing the kendo stick down. Ripping the wrist. Stomping down on the hand. Charlotte kick to the spine. Slamming the hand into the canvas. Now Silverflame trying to fight back. Mio tossing Charlotte headfirst into the ropes. Senna sending Tifa down. Now Mio going for the pin, not even a 1 count. Hip drop from Charlotte. Elbow to the spine. Or elbow to the shoulder, rather. Tifa heading to the outside. What is she doing? I'm not entirely sure. Is she stuck along the outside? Probably. Nope. I think she's just catching her breath. And a bulldog from behind. Mio, why are you excited? I have no idea. Cardiac kick from Tifa, but here comes Mio. Stomp to the upper arm. Double foot stomp to the chest. And the cover. There's 1. And now Tifa going for the cover against Senna. There's 2 Senna kicks out. Charlotte heading underneath the ring. Getting a table. Tifa heading up top. The Silverflame in danger here. Leg drop to the retracted leg of the table. There's 1, 2. Mio kicks out. Tifa again going for the cover. There's 1, 2. Mio again escapes. Senna kicking Charlotte in the leg. There's a jawbreaker. And now Senna going after Tifa. Spin out power slam into the cover. Mio going against Charlotte to try to distract her. Again, only a 2 count. Leg drop to the table. Senna heading to the outside. Grabbing a ladder now. Charlotte rolling Mio up. Are we looking for an armbar? Mio finding the escape. There's 1, there's 2. Charlotte double leg drop kick to the chest. Tifa just throwing the table at Senna. Now Senna trapped underneath the table, rolling to the outside. And now Charlotte setting up the table, middle of the ring. Oh, not middle of the ring, side of the ring. And here comes Tifa with a sledgehammer. And the Mech Femmes, they've always been a tag team that are a little bit more comfortable using weapons. And here's the cover. 1, 2, 3. And that culminates with a big win, a big retention for the Mech Femmes. And the belts stay exactly where they were. And like I said, these two having no qualms using weapons, using anything to their advantage, even countouts to retain the belt, and that's dangerous. That is very dangerous.
The following contest is a submission match and is for the Women's Hybrid Cruiserweight Championship.
And next, returning to championship matches, she is your former double champion, Fiora. And if anyone knows how to get it done, it is her. And her opponent, she is your women's Cruiserweight champion. It is the Detective Prince, Naoto Shirogane.
Introducing the challenger from Babylon, Korea, and her opponent from Japan, the Women's Hybrid Cruiserweight Champion, the Prince, Naoto Shirogane.
And here we go. No pinfalls, just submissions. And both of them standing very close to each other to start off our match. And now locking up. Naoto driving Fiora back into the northwest corner. Referee having to break them up. Naoto forcing Fiora up top. And a Hurricane Rana head scissor toss. Rolling Fiora onto her stomach. And a sliding dropkick. And now Naoto sending Fiora for an Irish whip. Single leg dropkick stomp to the wrist. Kick to the stomach. And now Naoto to the outside. Running up top. Moonsault. And now Fiora back up to her feet. Standing Bulldog trying to get her first bit of offense going. And now Fiora to the outside. Apron senton, nobody home. And a slap sending Naoto down. Naoto back up to her feet. But Fiora picking Naoto up. Over the shoulder, bouncing off the top eastern rope. And trying to get the Detective Prince back up to her feet. Irish whip, looking for the kick. Naoto turning that around. Fiora double foot stomp. Hammer drop to the top of the head. Stomp to the shoulder. And now Fiora to the outside. Middle rope double leg drop kick. Stomp to the wrist. And now remember, there are no pinfalls in this match. Only submissions. So you really want to soften up your opponent. There's an arm drag. Looking for the knee, but Naoto with a reversal. Fiora a reversal right back. And now Fiora locking in the sharpshooter. And Naoto finding the escape. And now Naoto with a guillotine headlock that Fiora punches her way out of. Fiora turning Naoto around. And now sleeper hold. Locked in and releasing the hold. Why? Naoto now. Tilt-a-whirl facebuster in the corner. Fiora to the outside. Naoto with a crossbody joining her. Fiora double leg drop kick. Fiora heading back in. There's 5. And remember the champion's advantage. Naoto can basically stay out there and try to get a count out. Fiora, she knows this. This is why she's trying to reset the count as much as she can. And now Fiora. I was trying to come up with a name for that move, or the name for that move, and I just couldn't. But sending Naoto up into a tree of woe, but Naoto finding the escape. In the corner, but Fiora fights her way out. Naoto with a reversal. Clothesline, looking to come back, another clothesline. Now Naoto turning Fiora around. Fujiwara armbar locked in. And Fiora trying to escape, and does. Sending Naoto for an Irish whip. Naoto with a reversal. And now Naoto, wrist clutch. And releasing the hold. I think she felt it slip. Fiora back up to her feet. Look for the clothesline, but Naoto catching that into another arm triangle. Fiora trying to find the escape, and Naoto again releasing the hold. Fiora double knees to the spine. Dragging Naoto away from the ropes. Turning her around. Headlock. Just don't release the hold. Make Naoto fight for it. And Naoto does indeed fight for it. Fiora in the corner, Naoto with a clothesline into a bulldog. And another arm triangle, Naoto on the verge, and yes, Fiora forced to tap out. Welcome back to the big league, Fiora, but I don't think it moved on without you, but it very well could have. Definitely making Naoto fight for it, but honestly much closer than I was anticipating this being.
Here is your winner, and still women's hybrid cruiserweight champion, the Prince Naomi Shirogane.
And Naoto using all of her energy, all of her strength to get it done. But get it done is exactly what she did.
The following contest is a triple threat match and is for the Men's Impact Cruiserweight Championship.
And now for a triple threat match. Introducing first, the first of two challengers.
From Tokyo, Japan, weighing in at 161 pounds, Sergio Eric Army.
It is Shinjiro Aragaki. And for the second opponent, or for the second challenger, looking to get his hands back on the belt.
The challenger from Tokyo, Japan, weighing in at 154 pounds, Gundham Tanaka.
It is the formerly undefeated Goro Akechi. And yeah, this is going to be a triple threat match with major implications no matter who wins. And last but certainly not least, he is your men's Cruiserweight champion. Here against the wishes of our medical staff. It is representing C's Akihiko Sanada.
And introducing the champion from Japan, weighing in at 173 pounds, the Men's Impact Cruiserweight Champion, Akira Shibata.
And need I remind you, Akechi, or Akihiko rather, still nursing an arm fracture, which is why he shouldn't be here. Here go all three men ready. And ref rings the bell. Akechi immediately with a clothesline against Shinjiro. And Akihiko using his injured hand to go against Akechi. The hand that Akechi injured may I add. Now Akechi just going after Akihiko. Kick to the jaw, now Shinjiro. Up, over, and just throwing Akechi down. Now, I did see Akihiko and Shinjiro talking backstage before this match. So, not entirely sure if there's going to be a little bit of collusion going on, or if it's just like friendly banter or what, but I don't know. Shinjiro with a clothesline against Akechi. And that was stomp leg puller. Akechi rolling up Shinjiro. Not even one count. Now walking Shinjiro to the western ropes. Tossing him to the outside. And looking for the senton, but Shinjiro gets out of the way. And making Akechi pay with the ground and pound stomp to the stomach. A little bit of a 2-on-1. Akihiko throwing Akechi headfirst into the apron, but now Shinjiro with a suplex. Akechi walking Shinjiro back to the apron, head first into the steel. And again, just watching Shinjiro tossing him into the ring, and now Akihiko throwing at a sledgehammer at Akechi. Akihiko kicking Shinjiro off of him. Shinjiro with a reversal, and now uppercut to Akechi. Up over and a slam. And Akechi with a clothesline. Stomp to the jaw. And Akechi a reversal. Shinjiro with a side slam. And now Akechi with a shot to the back. Irish whip over the top rope, and now just slamming down on Akihiko's wrist. Shinjiro with a choke slam. Into the cover, referee not in good position. There's one. Akechi kicks out. Now Akihiko going for the cover, but Shinjiro breaks it up. Hip toss from Akihiko. Akechi back up to his feet. Referee still out cold. And now Akechi heading to the outside, heading back in. Akechi with the victory roll, double stomp. Akihiko back up to his feet. Hyping himself up, tossing Shinjiro into the referee. And now Akechi with the snake bite. Going for the cover, but here comes Shinjiro to break it up. Shinjiro with the right hand, sending Akechi down. Kick right to the spine of Akihiko. Yeah, there's probably no collusion going on here. If there was, I think Shinjiro rejected it. And now a dangling kind of DDT from Shinji. And the cover, here comes Aki into the ring to break it up. And Irish whip. Over the back. But Akechi with a jumping DDT. Going for the cover right next to Shinjiro, who's slow to his feet. There's two, and Akihiko kicks out just before three. Superman punch, but I think that was aimed for Akechi. Shinjiro getting in the way. But the bop and the bang, here's one, here's two. And Akihiko somehow, some way surviving. Okay, Akihiko, are you gonna rest now? This was your, this was your match. I'm forgetting the word. Not flagship, but this was your big match. Can you stop and rest now, my dude? And for our next matchup, it is a special guest referee tag team match.
Is a tag team match set for one fall, and is for the Grand Prix Women's Tag Team Championship. Please welcome the special referee for this match, Piper and Deborah. Damage control.
Well, that's not remotely correct. But our special guest referee for this tag team matchup, it is Futaba Sakura. And now, for our tag teams, introducing first, it is Devila and Popola. Never thought I'd see them in another, title match, but here we are. This truly is against the odds. They are the Gestalt Sisters. And their opponents, they are your women's tag team champions. It is Panther and Noir on Takamaki and Haru Okumura, the Diamonds. And I'm just hoping that Futaba calls it down the middle because, well, let's just call this match a conflict of interests.
Introducing the challengers, the Grand Prix Women's Tag Team Champions, Beautiful Femmes, and Tanaka, Diamond Mine.
Yeah, that is still not correct.
And their opponents.
Well done, 2K. Well done. Here we go. On Haru handing the belts to Futaba. And Popola, Haru, first in the ring. And Futaba rings the bell as we have our special refometer in the top left corner. Popola with a choke slam. And going for the cover. Futaba, there's one. A little bit slow, but not painfully slow. Slamming Haru down into the canvas, going for the cover again. There's one. And again, only one count. And now Haru rolling up Popola. Popola with a reversal. And the cover, one. Only one, and Futaba doing well. Scissor leg flip. And now Popola tags out Devila in. Haru crawling to the corner. And Devila putting an end to that. Stomp to the ankle. Devila looking for leg drop. Not getting anything. Devila with a stomp to the leg. And forcing Haru up, but Haru with a reversal. But Devila with an Irish whip into a slam. And the cover. 1, 2. Devila in the corner. Haru tagging out Panther in. On allowing Devila back up to her feet. Both women looking for drop kicks. Both women missing. And a jumping DDT from Devila. Enziguri. And now Devila tagged back in. And the cover. 1. On kicks out. Popola tossing on over the top rope and now just lounging on the rope. Devila to the outside to pick on back up to her feet, tossing her back inside the ring. And Popola with the ground and pound. Popola with a slingshot leg drop. Heading up top. And a diving elbow connects. Arm breaker, Popola forcing on back up to her feet. On with a reversal. Taking up Devila, walking her, or Popola walking her to the middle of the ring. Slamming her down. And a knee to the side of the head. Look for the leg drop, or the leg stomp at Popola with a reversal. Belly to belly suplex. And Popola looking for the finish. Facebuster and the cover. Here comes Haru to break it up. An advantage very easily in the Gestalt Sisters' favor. Popola forcing on back up to her feet. Toss into the corner. Tagging in Devila. And this might be it. Tag team attack. Uppercut to the stomach. And baiting on into that suplex. 1, 2, 3. And Futaba getting dinged for slowing down her count to try to get on just a little bit more time to kick out, but hey, good on Futaba for for calling it down the middle. And there was the bait into the suplex and the finish.
Here are your winners, and the new Grand Prix Women's Tag Team Champions, Deborah and Hyper Damage Control.
And what a turnaround from these two. Starting off the season in very poor form, and just a few months in holding the belts. What a turnaround. I doubt they can hold on to the belts for long, but hey, a championship win is a championship win.
The following contest is a steel cage match and is for the men's hybrid universal championship.
And next, introducing first, he is the challenger, demanding that we give him this match, even though it was originally supposed to go to a lands. Kiryu demanding that we give him this rematch. And how could we say no to this? Kiryu, Majima, Steel Cage. Can you ask for anything better? Championship on the line. Again, can you ask for anything better? And his opponent. He is your men's Universal Champion. The Mad Dog of Shimano. The One-Eyed Slugger. Goro Majima.
Introducing the challenger from Tokyo, Japan, weighing in at 194 pounds, the Dragon, Kiryu. And his opponent from Osaka, Japan, weighing in at 178 pounds, the men's hybrid universal champion, Maria.
And here we go, championship back on the line. Steel cage closing around them in this cage match. Majima immediately with a headbutt. Into the elbow drops. Well, 2 elbow drops and a stomp to the face. Kiryu back up to his feet, immediately turned around by Majima, slamming him down into the headlock. And Kiryu immediately fighting out. Steel cage, no disqualifications. No holds barred, anything goes. And I think no rope breaks. I think that means no rope breaks as well. There's a delayed suplex from Kiryu. Been struggling against Majima for the past forever in this promotion. Trying to trying to cleanse himself of that tonight. Stomp to the back of the head. And now Kiryu looking for an early escape. This is a steel cage match, so if you can escape, GG's. Kiryu seeing an opportunity. I think Majima is not going to be very happy about that. About that. Getting Kiryu back down into the cage. And now head first into the cage, sending Kiryu down. Majima not taking the easy way out. Kiryu with a leg sweep. And a senton. Kiryu rolling Majima around into a sharpshooter. And Majima escaping. Kicking Kiryu off of him as he tries to go for it again. And now the hammer clotheslines. Just rolling through, kick to the chin. Majima looking for the victory roll, double stomp. Kiryu gets out of the way. Small package chicken wing suplex into the cover. That was a long wait. Only 1 count. Kiryu in the corner, hyping up the crowd, turning around, hammer drop. Using the elevated height to get a little bit more power in that drop. And now picking up Majima. Over the shoulders. Rolling face slam into the cover. Again, a long count, a long wait, a long 1. Kiryu, is he looking for the tiger drop? Yes, he is, but Majima slipping out. Shot to the back of the leg. Forcing Kiryu up. Elbow sends him down, now going for the cover. Not even a 1 count. Kiryu kicks out. Kiryu sending Majima for an Irish whip. Elbow to the chest. And now, cross face. Just a power submission. Letting go, but Kiryu might have something in mind. Axe handle drop. Here's the cover. There's the cover. One. Majima kicks out. Kiryu look for the diving knee. Majima gets out of the way. Kiryu landing awkwardly, I hope. There's nothing going on there. And now a headlock for Majima. Kiryu knees up, gets out. And now, Kiryu trying to escape again. He's made the first leg. And now, trying to get over the edge. Majima to his feet, but can only watch as Kiryu grins at him on the other side. The Dragon of Dojima is coming home champion. Call it cheap, call it what you want. It's not a pinfall, it's not a submission, it's an escape. Yeah, but Kiryu just absolutely controlling 70% of that match? Is it fair to say 70% of that match was controlled by Kiryu? And the thing about steel cage matches is that you always have to be ready to escape. You always have to look for opportunities to escape if you can. That is a winning condition. Don't hate the player, hate the game. And just like that, Kiryu taking away Majima's belt. And a huge victory for Kiryu, your newest men's Universal Champion. And for our third tag team matchup of the evening, it is a tables, ladders, and chairs tag team match. Introducing first, they are the challengers coming off of a win against the Skella Bros to get this them this opportunity. It is time for the Dark Hour.
The Men's Hybrid Tag Team Championship. And at a combined weight of 274 pounds, Junior Ivy and Mac O'Tonio Yuri, the Steiner Brothers.
And their opponents, they are your men's tag team champions. It is the Luminary of the Stars, Kaito Momota, and the Ultimate Detective, Shuichi Saihara.
And Kaiba Motoda Air Boom.
It is the big Bang Theory. And Kaito just phasing to the table because he does what he wants. You can't tell Kaito not to phase through tables. I've tried, it doesn't work well. And here we go, ref rings bell. Kaito meter with the clothesline against Makoto. Shuichi with a slam against Junpei, helicopter spin. Kaito back into the ring. And a TLC match is very simple. Just get the belts. Makoto tossing Shuichi back into the ring. Shuichi back up to his feet. Makoto with a reversal. Don't know why I said it like that. But now the Dark Hour on a bit of a comeback. Bit of an early comeback. Forcing Shuichi back up to his feet. Makoto sending Shuichi for an Irish whip as Junpei working on Kaito along the outside. Shuichi back on the offense. And now a steel chair from Junpei. Just bashing down on Kaito. Shuichi with a stomp to the back of the head. Going against Makoto. Pins, submissions, basically don't do anything except waste their opponent's energy. Junpei with the steel ladder. Kaito with a drop kick. And I wonder, are we going to see a ladder enter the crowd like we did last year? It was a ladder, right? Might have been a table, actually. I think it was a ladder, though. Junpei tossing the ladder into the ring. Shuichi walking Makoto up against the ropes. Kaito back into the ring. Junpei setting up the ladder. And now Makoto and Shuichi both to their feet. Junpei heading up, looking to get his hands on the belt, but here comes Shuichi, pushing the ladder down, extending this match. Makoto grabbing the chair. Kaito sleeping underneath the ladder. The Dark Hour back on the offense. Junpei sending Shuichi for an Irish whip. Completely whiffing because of the ladder. And now Kaito picking up Makoto, just slamming him down on his neck. And now Kaito sending the ladder up in the corner, keeping it out of the way, and throwing Makoto not into the ladder like he probably should have. I think he was just keeping it there for safekeeping. And now Shuichi looking for the avalanche. Delayed superplex. And now Kaito trying to get his hands on the belt. Makoto slamming him down. Shuichi failing to play defense for the Luminary of the Stars. And now a 2-on-1 again for the Dark Hour. Small package driver from Makoto. Junpei with another chair. Trying to keep Kaito down, but Kaito will not stay down. Kaito now with the chair, bashing Junpei with it. RKO from Makoto. Shuichi back into the ring. Kaito, Shuichi, what are you doing? I think he's trying to go after Makoto, but there might be a invisible wall along the outside. Kaito setting up the ladder, climbing up top, but here comes Makoto back into the ring. Kaito trying to get his hands on the belt. Makoto pushes him down. Rolling cutter along the outside from Shuichi. Kaito again up top. And here comes Shuichi playing defense. Exactly what he needs to do. And Kaito dangling, unable to rip the belts down. Mere seconds away from getting the belts. Makoto playing perfect defense. And the advantage has completely 180'd. Makoto scrambling up top, unopposed, hands on the belt. Here comes Kaito, barely in time, ripping Makoto down from the ladder, but Makoto kicks his way down. Kaito trying again, but here comes Junpei to play defense, allowing Makoto to get his hands back on the belt. And your newest men's tag team champion. No! I was premature. Shuichi. Now Junpei with the ladder. Unopposed in the ring. I don't think Shuichi knows what's happening. I don't think Kaito knows what's happening. Now Junpei getting his hands on the belt. And here comes Shuichi pushing him down. Now Kaito to the outside. Back in. Where's Junpei going? I have no idea. I think Junpei is just kind of taking a stroll along the outside. Trying to clear his head. Float over neck breaker from Kaito. Launching crossbody. Now the Big Bang Theory on the advantage. They just need to prop up the ladder. Kaito just needs to play defense for Shuichi, or vice versa. Shuichi throwing the ladder into the corner. Trying to keep it in play, but out of anywhere that's dangerous. Kaito with the ladder. Setting it up. Trying to send Makoto down to give him some time, but Makoto ducking underneath. Now Shuichi. Neck breaker. And there's the facebuster now. Shuichi climbing up top, but Makoto with the reversal. I thought that was it. I thought Kaito got it done, but Makoto with the reversal. Junpei scrambling up top. Yeah, no, this is not good for the Dark Hour. Shuichi scrambling to the top. Hands on the belt as Kaito tries to bait Junpei sits out of the way, but now Shuichi, hands on the belt. Can he rip them down? No. Again, good defense. Well, not good defense from Kaito. He just completely let that happen. And now Shuichi, remembering that this is a tables, ladders, and chairs match. We have a table. And now Junpei with a kendo stick. Shuichi back up to his feet. Kaito throwing Makoto off of him. And again, neither team with a clear advantage. It just keeps swinging one way and the other. I honestly have no idea how the belts are still up there. Now Makoto with the table, throwing it at Kaito. And now Kaito throwing Makoto into the ladder, dropkick into the ladder. Trying to create some separation. Kaito with the ladder again. Junpei tossing Shuichi along the outside. Climbing back into the ring. Kaito slowly up the ladder. Just to be pushed off. And now everyone to the outside. Kaito back into the ring, heading to the outside. Kaito, you have a prime opportunity here. Kaito, you have a prime opportunity. What are you doing, Kaito? And now the Dark Hour. In the ring. Kaito finally in the ring. Completely wasting his opportunity. That was a nice rebound to hit Shuichi. Makoto, Junpei, one of you, grab the ladder. I guess not. Shuichi with a clothesline to the back. And now, heading to the outside. Can anyone even grab the ladder? I think now they can, yeah. Junpei with a second ladder just to make sure. I think he was even wondering if you know, we could even grab it. Makoto throwing Kaito up over the shoulders, but here comes Shuichi slow up the ladder. Just to be pushed down by Junpei. Makoto with a kendo stick. Sling blade. Junpei trapping the arm of Shuichi against the ladder, stomping it into the steel. And now this might be the best opportunity of the night for the Dark Hour if Makoto didn't completely, you know, waste Junpei's opportunity. Okay, Junpei, just play defense. You know, you probably should set up the ladder first, Makoto, but whatever. Okay, Makoto just escaping the ring because why not? Guys, pick up the ladder. Don't send it into the corner. Don't get in each other's way. I'm starting to question if either team even wants to win this match anymore. Makoto with the ladder. Setting it up. Heading up top. Hands on the belt. Being pushed down by Kaito. Because Junpei just completely failed to play defense because nobody knows what the hell they're doing. Okay. Big opportunity now. Here's the ladder. Kaito setting it up, but Makoto with a reversal. This is just like 2K26, I swear. How many reversals there are. Makoto scrambling up top. Good opportunity, but here comes Shuichi. You know, Shuichi, you might have climbed up the ladder and, you know, met Makoto there so that when you push him down, you would have an opportunity, but maybe I'm just not that smart. A third ladder has entered the match. Double team. Kaito, get the... Kaito! Okay, Shuichi, get the ladder. Kaito, keep Makoto along the outside. Kaito. Kaito, you completely failed us, Kaito. Guys, it's not that fucking hard. Makoto. Why aren't you using ladder? You set it up. Why aren't you using it? 2K, it's really not that difficult. Now Shuichi heading up top. Makoto in the ring. Gonna push Shuichi down because Kaito has absolutely no idea what object permanence is. Junpei dropkicking Shuichi off the apron. Not going for the belt. Instead, grabbing this ladder, tossing it into the ring, even though there's already a ladder in the ring. My god, the AI in this game is so freaking stupid, man. Junpei, you had it in your hands. And you didn't do it because, again, object permanence is fucking difficult, apparently. Apparently having object permanence is, like, impossible. And now the invisible wall. I guess not. Another opportunity that Makoto just completely disregarded. 2 ladders in the corners because we can't get one in the middle of the ring to save our fucking lives. Makoto, you know you can't win by a tap out. You need to get the fucking belts. Does anyone here know what they're doing other than me? I'm starting to question it. I mean, I've been questioning it for the past 15 minutes. Makoto, what are you doing? Why aren't you climbing the ladder? There we go, Junpei, but now you wasted time. Now Kaito's in the ring. Because, Makoto, you have no idea what the hell you're doing. Does anyone here? No. Obviously not. No one at 2K knows what they're doing. You know, I could be spending my birthday doing actually, something actually productive. But no, I'm spending it watching 4 men share 0 brain cells. Because they don't understand how to grab a fucking belt. Come on, guys. The Money in the Bank match wasn't this difficult, and there was double. What are you guys doing? Do you even want to win the belts? I highly doubt it at this point. Because if you did, you guys wouldn't be acting this fucking stupid. Armbreaker, here's the ladder. The invisible wall is back because this game is so broken. Oh, there. Oh, that's... Oh my god, Junpei! Okay, big moment for Makoto. But he's completely ignoring the fucking belt. Junpei tossing Kaito to the outside. Looking for the suicide senton, but Kaito gets out of the way. Does anyone here actually know how to play defense? Or are you guys just that fucking stupid? Shuichi with a leg sweep. Forcing Makoto back up to his feet. Makoto elbowing out because we can't have nice things. Kaito, what are you doing? That's not where the ladder goes. Drop kick. Connects. Makoto, again, you can't win this match via submission. I understand what you're doing, but stop it. Another tap out. That's not going to do anything because, again, submissions don't do anything in this match. Do you guys understand that? Oh my god, Junpei, you were given a golden opportunity to climb the ladder, and you didn't because you have an obsession with fucking kendo sticks. You have an obsession with not actually doing anything. And now, Junpei actually climbing up top. Getting his hands on the belt. And finally, oh my god, we have a winner. Do you see what happens when you actually act like a normal, competent human being? Do you see what happens? 2K Sports, visual concepts. Do you see what happens when you actually put in effort? Amazing! I don't know why you guys don't do it more often. Oh yeah, money, that's why. You know, I was trying to make it through the entire year without going on a rant about you guys being absolutely fucking incompetent morons. But come on. Do you even try to quality control your shit? No, of course not.
Here are your winners, Yuri and Junior Ivy. The following is a special referee match and is for the Grand Prix Women's Universal Championship.
And for our next championship matchup, it is a special guest referee match. And that special guest referee is none other than A2. And now, for the superstars actually participating in this match. Introducing first, it is the challenger from Morag, Lady Morag. This is going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a very interesting matchup. And her opponent, she is your women's Universal Champion, representing Yorha, 2B.
Introducing the challenger from the Queen City, Morag. And her opponent from Valhalla, the Grand Prix Women's Universal Champion, the 2B.
And here we go, 2B handing the belt to A2, who I'm surprised didn't just steal it. Showing it to Morag, and here we go. And here we go, ref rings the bell. We have, again, our patented refometer in the top left of the screen. 2B getting out of the way of that rear waist lock and now turning that around into a rear waist lock of her own. Morag with a snap mirror into a headlock. But 2B gets out of the way. Now a hammer lock. Morag elbowing out. Locking up again. B now with the side headlock. Taking the fight to the mat. But Morag rolls her off. Again, locking up. Morag now, rear waist lock. But 2B with a reversal. Snap mirror again. Headlock on the ground. Morag trying to get out. And 2B with a knee to the spine. Kick to the lower back. And now wrist clutch. Stomp to the back of the head. Back up to her feet. And here we got Irish whip. And 2B sending Morag down. Running knee to the chest. B with the knife edge chops. Sweeping the leg. Trying to get Morag back up to her feet. And here we go. Hurricane Rana. And the cover. 1. A long 1 count. Kick right to the chin. Another pin attempt. 1. That was slow. Very slow from A2. And now 2B. Lining up. The spinning back heel kick. And the cover. 1. 2. Again, very slow counting from A2. A2 work on, or 2B work on the neck. Sliding leg drop. And A2, that could have been an accident. I don't know. But oh man, 2B with a kick right to the chest. And now Morag looking to come back. Sweep the leg. And now rolling up. 2B over the shoulders, slamming, and the pin. 1, 2, 3. And, well, I can't help but notice there might have been a little bit of bias there. A2. I think a little bit upset at 2B for winning the belt against her and defending against her.
here is your winner, and new Grand Prix Women's Universal Champion, Morag.
Hell, what a controversial finish. I don't think Morag's too happy about winning like that. 2B has gotta be upset. That's not how you want to end a match. Biased refereeing, yeah, no, that is not how you want to have a championship match.
The following contest is a 2 out of 3 falls match and is for the Grand Prix Men's Cruiserweight Championship.
And now our anti-penultimate matchup of the evening. Introducing first in this match between these two rivals. It is representing Yorha, 9S. In a 2 out of 3 falls match, the first fall doesn't really matter too much. It's the final two. And his opponent coming to play. He is your men's Cruiserweight champion, Leon Kuwata. And this matchup has been a long time coming. Finally, it is here. I'm just hoping it's not a disappointment. These two been at each other's throats ever since week 1. Well, rather, 9S has been at Leon's throat since the week 1, and Leon just kind of been vibing.
Introducing the challenger from the Machine Age, weighing in at 215 pounds, Niles S. And his opponent from Nagata, Japan, weighing in at 148 pounds, the Grand Prix Men's Cruiserweight Champion, Leon Kuwata.
Leon handing the belt to the referee, who shows it to 9S. And this is a match that has been building for a while, like I said. And if I didn't say it, I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind. This is my 3rd time trying to do this match. because it keeps breaking along the outside. And here we go. Referee rings the bell. 9S immediately sending Leon down to the canvas with a kick to the jaw. And this is not just any falls count, or this is not just any first 2 out of 3 falls. This is a falls count anywhere 2 out of 3 falls match. As 9S immediately locking in the ankle of Leon. Leon fighting out. I am losing my voice because I keep screaming at 2K. Because this game is absolutely broken and they won't do anything to fix it. Because that would actually require effort. 9S tossing Leon to the outside. Heading up top. Looking for a leg drop. Leon gets out of the way. 9S with a nice reversal. It's atomic drop. And Leon with a reversal right back. And a blitz combo. Leon forcing 9S up to his feet. Irish whip into the corner, into the danger zone. This area of ringside is absolutely cooked. Backbreaker from 9S. Nines walking Leon back into the ring. Climbing in after him. Single leg dropkick. And now 9S with a diving leg drop from the middle rope. Trying to hype up the crowd. And now engaging Leon in a bout of fisticuffs in the middle of the ring. Nines very easily winning that. Kick to the jaw. Here's the cover. 1. Leon kicks out. Again, the first fall is important, but it's not the end-all be-all. Or the end-fall be-fall. 9S heading to the outside. Heading back in. I think he might have changed his mind about something. And now, the pedigree. And 9S middle rope. Lining up a double leg drop kick. And looking, I believe, for the Kojai clutch. No. The small package side slam. Into the cover. 1, 2, and nope, we're still at 0-0. Leon heading underneath the ring. Getting a kendo stick. Bashing 9S in the would-be kidneys. And there's a neck breaker from 9S. And now a submission maneuver. Referee, where are you? I have no idea. Leon with a double foot stomp to the spine. Staring down 9S. Gut-wrenching side slam. Forcing 9S up to his feet. Look for the Irish whip, but 9S with a reversal. Tossing Leon into the corner. And 9S looking for another finisher. And another small package side slam. Into the cover. Still have no idea where the referee is. There's 1, 2. First fall goes to 9S. And 9S tossing Leon around ringside. Forcing him back up to his feet. Back into the ring we go. 9S again trying to get the crowd to their feet. Leon trying to come back, but 9S over the shoulders. Sending Leon down with a helicopter spin. And the cover. 1, 2. And making very quick work of the champion. And it really seemed like 9S had an answer for everything that Leon had. I mean, I guess that's why he's a scanner unit, you know? Kind of his job to get intel, and absolutely using that to his advantage. And your newest men's Cruiserweight champion, 9S. And for our penultimate matchup of the evening,
Contest is a gauntlet turmoil match. The rules of the match are as follows. 2 superstars will start in the ring. When one superstar is eliminated, a new superstar enters. Eliminations can occur by pinfall, submission, disqualification, or countouts. The match will be won if the first entrant eliminates all other entrants in the match.
and now the woman who will be going through the gauntlet. It is your women's Universal Champion, Samus Aran. And a rule that he didn't go over. If anyone were to beat the champion, they're the new champion. Yeah, this is the first of 2 roulette matches. And our first entrant, it is the Queen of Despair, Junko Enoshima. And here we go, refereeing's bell for the first round of this roulette match. Samus immediately turning Junko around to the outside. And top rope crossbody. And now locking in a side Fujiwara armbar to eliminate Junko early. And Junko fighting her way out. And now Samus with a spear. Kick to the spine. Trying to get Junko back up to her feet. Looking for a moonsault from the middle rope. Junko gets out of the way. And now just twisting the ankle. Samus kicking Junko off of her. Wrist clutch. Knee to the jaw. And going for the cover. 1, 2, no. And now Samus heading up top. Diving crossbody. And now Samus. Satellite DDT. Forcing Junko back up to her feet. Now Samus, middle rope, moonsault, going for the cover. 1, 2, and there's Junko down. And her next opponent, it is the Ultimate Soldier, Mukuro Ikusaba. Mukuro immediately locking up Samus. And wrapping her arms around Samus into a rear waist lock. And Samus rolling Mukuro down. Headlock. Pulling back on the neck. And Mukuro trying to escape. Samus keeping that arm secured. Mukuro fighting out, getting Samus in a bout of fisticuffs. Open palm slaps, knife edge chops. Blow meeting blow. And Mukuro with an uppercut. Headed to the outside, running up top. Top rope elbow drop connects. And the cover. 1, 2, Samus kicks out. Choke slam from Mukuro. Rolling Samus around, stomp to the ankle. Forcing Samus up. Rolling neck breaker. using the ropes to get back up to her feet, but Mukuro immediately there, using the top rope as a weapon. Look at her knife edge chop, just completely whiffing. And now, Mukuro up top, diving axe handle drop that Samus gets out of the way, and a reversal now walking Mukuro to the northwest corner, turning her around. Satellite DDT from the corner, trying to get Mukuro up to her feet. Samus now. Diving crossbody, just not getting the distance. Mukuro taking advantage of that mistake. Cold, calculated, cracking the leg. And going for the cover to make this an early 2-0. Well, yes, that was an early 2, but I meant like an early fall in the second chamber. In the second round, but no. Looking for the scissor kick. Samus gets out of the way now. Lining up. The morph ball headlock and the morph ball armbar that Mukuro manages to escape. Sending Samus for an Irish whip. Clothesline. Samus back up to her feet. Cover. 1, 2, no. Satellite DDT from Samus. Slamming Mukuro head first. And now walking Mukuro to the northwest corner. Turning her around. Elbow to the spine. Mukuro escaping. And now Mukuro double knees to the spine. And now Mukuro picking up Samus. F5. Good evening. Good afternoon. I said that backwards. Samus kicks out. And now Mukuro with a bull rush, forcing Samus up to her feet. Irish whip, still seeing some support for Junko in the crowd. The big boot and the cover. 1, 2, 3. And Samus getting unlucky. Having to face off both Despair twins. Easily putting away Junko. Mukuro putting up one hell of a fight, and that proved to be just a little bit too much for Samus. And Mukuro getting her hands back on the belt. And that's the thing about roulette matches. If you get unlucky, if you get a challenger, or if you get a true challenger earlier on, it can end just like that. And now for our main event of the evening.
Is a gauntlet turmoil match. The rules of the match are as follows. 2 superstars will start in the ring. When one superstar is eliminated, a new superstar enters. Eliminations can occur by pinfall, submission, disqualification, or countouts. The match will be won if the first entrant eliminates all other entrants in the match.
And the challenger, or the partaker, the champion, whatever. I was trying to be clever, but the champion partaking in this gauntlet roulette match. It's Reyn time.
Weighing in at 253 pounds, the Grand Prix Men's Universal Champion, Reyn.
Reyn having 5 superstars to defeat if he wants to maintain the belt. And his opponents, only one of them needs to pin him or submit him or whatever to get their hands in the belt. So yeah, Reyn is in for the long haul. And for his challengers, round 1. It is the Beast, Dunban.
185 pounds, the Beast, Dunban.
And Dunban, Reyn, they've had a lot of time together. Especially on the Bionis and the Mechonis. But, now finding themselves on the opposite side of the ring for the first time in a while, if ever. And here we go, ref rings bell. Dunban immediately begins with a right hand spinning kick to the gut. And a top rope moonsault connects. Rolling Reyn onto his back, going for the cover. Only one. And a kick right to the side of the head. Dunban with a leg snap. Trapping the arm. Stomping on the hand. Split leg stomp to the gut. And it's striking to me. It's weird to me that Reyn is still holding onto this belt. Winning it, well, winning the opportunity to win it at last year's Royal Rumble. And then at Ultimate Fight Night coming home against Raiden with a very easy victory. Dunban heading up top. Diving axe handle drop. And the cover, one. Reyn kicks up. But Reyn really can't really seem to get anything going right now. To his feet, but Dunban's just going to walk him to the northeast corner. Drop kick to the spine. Stomp to the gut, and again. And again. And Dunban. Cross-country drop kick. Because why not? Another pin attempt, one. Reyn pops the shoulder, but if he wants any chance to survive this, not just this match, or not just this round, but this entire match, he's going to have to step it up, and that's a Blossom Dance. There's one, there's two. Reyn kicks out, but Dunban might just sweep it in the first round. Top rope moonsault. Elbow, Enziguri. We have 4 people waiting in Gorilla to wait for their, waiting for their shot at Reyn to try to get the belt, and here comes Dunban. Most likely at this point just going to sweep. Dunban is probably going to get this done round 1. No contest. Tempest kick. Reyn rolls out of the way, so there is a chance that he might get out of this, but man, whoever's coming out in 2, they must be salivating, because if Dunban somehow collapses, then they will have a prime opportunity. But Dunban with the slam. Forcing Reyn up, but Reyn rolling through. Trying to surprise Dunban. Hand down, shoulder up, 1. But Reyn still has some fight in him. There's a nice reversal. And now trying to take Dunban to sue Plex City. Dunban with a reversal and another Blossom Kick. Or Blossom Kick, Blossom Dance. 1, 2, 3. Dunban. Jesus, man. You're not even giving anyone else a shot. Just saying, I'll do it myself, and Dunban barely even breaking a sweat while doing it. Reyn did have a little bit of fight in him towards the end, but at that point, way too little, way too late, and yeah. Born in a world of strife, against the odds we choose to fight. Blossom Dance. And with that, I would like to thank you all for joining us here tonight at Against the Odds. And we will not be seeing you next week because we're on our break. Because holy crap, I feel burnout coming on and I need a break. But until then, not this Monday, not tomorrow, but next week Monday. On the, would that be the 20th? We are back on Monday for Jayromada, Wednesday for Wingcrest, Friday for Eclipse, as we get ready for the Elimination Chamber. My favorite PLE. I love the Chamber so much. But until then, we are signing up from Dublin, Ireland. See ya.